of thing. So the group of you have progressed into the dungeon space to a degree at this point. You've found at this point three different entrances that could be used to gain access into this space. One of them was cleverly obfuscated by a waterfall and a tangle of vines that Ten had perched in and not realized was an entrance, even with her high passive perception. So you realize this is probably a ridiculously well hidden way to sort of sneak in through a crawl space, and it's high up, so it's unlikely to face any real ingress through that location. You found a crypt space with a statue that had a button hidden among the ornate design upon the plinth that had a tunnel and ladder hidden beneath it. This statue was in the cross of three doors leading to different crypt spaces, along with a hidden room. The group of you acquired some potions in after finding the hidden door. But the southern exit of this corridor, of this cross-shaped room, led to the outside. Junin cleverly removed the heavy, heavy bar on the door, opened the door, and then started shouting back at his companions in the room. This caused the sound to echo outside as well, and there was a scurry of activity to quickly close the door and replace the bar. You heard some pounding, some shouting for a little while until it died out. And that was the end of that, hopefully. The party has started to identify the patron to whom these tombs were presumably originally constructed through frescoes found in a long corridor. Defaced as they are, the party has identified these as belonging to that of the Raven Queen, an ancient deity not seen on Aquan in your living memories, but one that is purported to be the goddess of the passage of life into death, the transitional period of one state of being to another. At this point, you have closed yourselves back in after scurrying underneath the statue, as after securing that door, so that way, even if someone did burst in, they would just find a statue and a bunch of locked and closed doors, hopefully, and have snuck back into a tunnel. Let me move you guys to the map. That is not the button I wanted to click. Give it a sec to load. Shift ping. There we go. That should yank you guys. There we go.
Yeah, we did come from the south, right?
You came from the south, correct.
Yeah.
For the time being, I have Willem, Aeolus, and Ten just sitting in that big crypt room, just so that way I'm not moving their 3 tokens along with the 3 of you as you progress. But assume that they are with you, and they will act pretty passive unless you specifically ask one of them to do a specific thing.
Right. I think Siegfried, you should go first. I'll be right behind you. You're more perceptive than I am. And I have
think
a
we should
torch out
try and
still.
use one of the entrances quickly before we get caught up too. Do you want to use the button by the statue, or do you think we should go through?
The button by the statue's been pressed. That was the southern direction.
Okay.
It was open. 5 of you scurried down it, and then Ten pressed it, and then quickly scurried down as well before the statue moved back into place, effectively sealing this corridor. It can only be opened from the statue's side.
Okay. So that was we came from that in the
You
south.
came from the south, yes. And
Okay.
you've passed the corridor in the north. Up ahead of you, there's a T intersection, or sorry, a plus sign intersection, 4-way. you've passed previously as well. One of the directions to the west leads down into the long corridor with the frescoes, and then the one to the east leads to the individual with the journal you found.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, we had gone to the left side already.
You've gone to left. You came from the left. You've explored the right. You've not gone.
North.
No, and you've explored the north. Pardon me, because the north led to the corkscrew corridor, and then you found the broken back end of the crypt area that was to the main entrance of the group of you had proceeded into originally. So you've explored all of these passages. There's other ones off of the large corridor to your west, with the frescoes that you've not explored yet.
Yeah.
Right. So this direction.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think straight up north and then to the east and the west were some ways to go.
Okay.
Which we haven't explored yet.
Yeah. So let me, I'll jump your tokens, along with Hellerast, all the way to the top area. So, ping you guys up to there. There you go.
Yeah.
So, you came from that alcove. Let me grab my measuring tool. You had
Here,
entered this
think.
area from this space right
Yeah.
here. You entered from that space into this main corridor. Ahead of you, there's the place with all of the urns and things on the area up above. But you have what you can see is a corridor to the east that also has something splitting off to the north, and then there's a corridor due west of you. You've not explored either.
and there's stuff up here, like urns.
There's urns.
Yeah, it's a collection of urns that are placed there. They all appear to be made out of clay and or wood.
I'm going to ritually start casting Detect Magic. And just wait 10 minutes until it's casted.
Okay, for 10 minutes. Gonna roll me a D100, please.
I did.
I did. You are not interrupted during your casting of Detect Magic. Once it is up, the urns ahead of you have no distinct magical auras. You see the ones that you expect. Aeolus also bears an aura of enchantment upon him that you did not expect to see.
Does Aeolus know he's enchanted? I'll ask him.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Okay.
Oh, we can either go west or east from here.
So you're concentrating on that for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I tend more towards the east. I don't know why.
Sure. Let's go east.
Okay. You come to another intersection. You see there's an angled space here that connects back to the main large corridor. Nothing fanciful in that space. It looks like it's just made to be able to circumvent and not disturb anyone that might be praying at the
there's a door
urns.
over here.
It's one on the north, and then the door to the area to the far right. Dunnan, as you enter this space, you find yourself standing on a large platform that syncs up with the corridor to your west that you just came from, and the corridor to the north. Both directions terminate in a small staircase, just 2 steps down to a slightly lower level within this room that appears to be made out of larger flagstones of a slightly differently colored stone, equally worn over time. the center where the 3 circles are in this space, there are 3 columns. Each of the columns is 6 feet in height, and at the crowned with a large egg-shaped crystal that is roughly the size of a large watermelon. And they are pale white to very, very faint pink in coloration. Siegfried, these crystals do have a very faint trace of abjuration magic. Very faint.
Be careful, Dunnan. There might be some protective magic in here, even though it might be old.
What's that to the east? Is it like a curtain or?
Yeah, so to the east and to the south. I think I forgot the dynamic lighting on the one to the east. Just to add flavor to the room. You see 2 tapestries. One of them, the one to the east that you're facing as you walk in, is a image of the Raven Queen. Although the face has been burned and there's actually a hole in the tapestry and you can see the stone behind it. To the south, there is another tapestry of an equally impressive figure, although you do not recognize the individual.
Before Dunnan steps forward, could I do like a perception check to see if there might be any like pressure plates or
Certainly.
triggers?
Yeah, go for a
these
perception check.
Pillars or whatever. No, I see what I see.
Yeah, you take a good look around. Nothing seems to be a standout in this type of situation.
Do you think we have to light those crystals, or are already lit, or is the magic spent?
The magic is faded, but it's still there.
It must be good for something.
Magic, usually that's protective spells.
10 will point out with her passive. The room smells like sulfur.
Should I try to light them with my torch?
Very faint whiff. Smells like sulfur.
I'll try to, with my torch,
light one of the crystals?
Just touch one of the crystals with the flame.
No, a bit taller than you. So you reach up, you touch one of the crystals. Which one? Bottom left, middle? Or
the one in the middle. Just.
Alright, as you touch it, it lights up. A glow spreads throughout it from where the flame licks at the hard and jagged edges of it. And spreads through it this deep, beautiful orange coloration as it sheds light, and then it fades.
Do you think there is an order to that? I'll go up, try the upper right one.
You reach out, touch that one. You see a deep, ruddy, rusty orange sort of spread throughout it, shedding some light through the space, and then fading itself.
Well, maybe we have to simultaneously light them up.
Yeah. I'll try that.
I have.
Do the same using produce flame.
Does Helirest have a torch? I have some spare.
I assume we have a few torches.
Okay. You mark off an extra torch. Done and pass it over to Helirest.
All left. Yeah. While the room light up in this orange, did something change on the tapestries?
No.
With a glance? No. Okay.
None that seemed to happen when you touched the torch to the crystals that you caught.
When Dunnan will specifically look at the tapestries while we are lighting all three.
Which one? The eastern or the southern one? Which one are you studying?
I think firstly the one with the Raven Queen.
Okay.
And I'll point out to Secret. You look for any changes on the southern tapestry. There is something hidden here, I think.
Sure, I will keep an eye out.
Okay. So the three of you. So Dunnan, you have a torch. Hellas has a torch, and then Siegfried, you have a torch also.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you have lit torches. You reach out, touch them. The colors shift. Hellerast glows in a bright, like vibrant red that sort of shifts through the crystal and then fades. Siegfried, yours is the like an actual orange fruit, bright and succulent almost as it shifts through the color pattern. And then Dunnan, yours is this rusty, ruddy, orangish red that sort of shifts through as you go. They all glow and then fade. As the two of you are watching the tapestries, roll me perception checks, both of you. Okay. Dunnan, you feel quite sure nothing untoward is happening with yours. Siegfried, yours, as you sort of study it and you get this sort of glow of the orange effect, you see there are parts of it, mostly the edges that sort of are illuminated in this brief instant as all three of these large crystals are shedding additional light throughout the space and, along with your torches. The edges of it appear to be heavily singed, but the center of it is protected by something.
I told Dunnan that it looks like
It's not registering as magic, at least to your detect magic, but the center appears to be somehow preserved.
I told Dunnan there's something weird about this painting. It's burned on the outside but preserved on the inside. I don't sense magic.
Maybe it's mechanical. Should I try press it?
Sure, just be careful.
Oh, you know me. With that, he's trying to push against the tapestry.
Okay. You push, where you press on it for a moment. It's quite heavy. Feels like the base of it has been weighted with bits of lead to just try to hold it hanging straight. It gives slightly, and then you feel the rock wall behind it. It's maybe 3 inches off the wall, 2 inches off the wall.
We're missing something here.
Maybe check behind the tapestry? See what's on the back?
I'll take a look. Could you try light that one torch you had there?
Yeah.
Maybe it's something behind. I'll peek around while somebody lights the middle.
Sure. Yeah. I will light it again.
Okay. As you shift the tapestry slightly and try to look behind it, Dunnan, you have dark vision. You see the outline of a hidden door behind the tapestry.
Ah, there you are. I found a door. Secret, very good hidden. You probably should check it first before we open.
Sure. Just a question, Dunnan.
Sure.
This place took a lot of mason work. Does anything stand out for you as to who could have built it, or how old it might be?
Does it stand out to Dunnan? Like very fancy craftsmanship?
Give me a history check.
So, no dwarves have something for that.
Yep, you get an extra proficiency bonus. I believe proficiency is currently a 3, so an extra 3 on top of your history check.
Ugh.
So you get an extra 6.
Sweet.
Not this time.
Yep. Take a good long think.
It's very
I don't
solid
know.
rock.
Yeah.
He just shrugs. Not to my knowledge.
Well, I mean, if it's old, it means that there's been a group that's worshipped the Raven Queen here much longer than we thought, but I'm not sure. I guess.
Yeah, somebody mentioned she's from the mainland, so it's quite interesting that she's here on the walls and tapestries.
I guess if there's a domain that stretches from the mainland to here, it's the domain of death.
Mm.
It doesn't really
Or,
have boundaries.
the people from the old world originated here and went to the mainland. I mean, who knows?
Maybe. Well, let's just keep checking doors, I guess.
Sure. I just briefly glance over the door. Does it seem trapped?
Make me an investigation check.
Ugh. Nice.
Does not appear to be trapped. Does not appear to be locked.
I try the door.
Go ahead and
Open it.
I believe you should be able to open it at this point. By just clicking on it. And you open the other side of it. So past the wall. You find a staircase in a corridor going up.
There are some stairs leading up.
Let's follow them. I mean, we don't know what we might be looking for. We need to get more information on this place.
This seem
My token
we
is
have-
stuck under the door. I can't move it. I keep clicking the door.
Yeah, gotcha. 1 sec.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll leave one door there at this point. There's very narrow passageways, a passageway, pardon me, to the south of you. It looks like you might be able to squeeze through it. It's probably not more than 7-8 inches in width.
I probably won't fit through there. I
I don't.
rather explore to the west.
Sure.
Maybe
I can try
someone
squeezing at the very
smaller.
if I need to make a quick escape.
Sure.
Can
Make me an acrobatics check, Siegfried.
Okay. Siegfried is actually decent at acrobatics.
Yeah. Takes you about a minute to sort of shimmy along. I'm gonna move your token.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
And you open into a decent-sized space. Looks relatively clean. There's no bodies here, at least, like you have found in other spaces. And I mean, what seems to be a nice natural defensive formation if you needed to take a rest at some point.
Sure. I tell that back to Donna and I said this would be a good place to rest if we need to later on.
Mm.
And then
Oh, good to know.
this place comes back to the other side.
So, have you rested just to know because we came
Not
here?
long rested, no.
Oh, we're about to face exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we basically stayed up the whole day, and then in the evening we went into the dungeon. So this might be a good opportunity to rest.
Maybe we should just explore the close area around here to not get surprised and then get some rest.
Yeah, let's just try not to make too much noise.
Alright. So I think we just probably spend like 15 to 30 minutes just around here. Mm. I see stairs over there.
as you proceed, this appears to be the other direction that Hellerast had sort of looked at previously. It's going down to the area where you found the first batch of Knoll corpses.
Alright.
And you know from that area, if you travel to the north from that space, it'll circle back around down into the main fresco corridor, the 30-foot wide corridor.
Okay. Well, seems like we are safe for now. We should take a little rest here.
Afterwards, I think we head north from the orb room.
Oh, I agreed. Yeah.
Okay. So the group of you are going to settle in for a long rest?
Sure. I think we should definitely set up a watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe mostly there should be 2 people up at all times, if possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
With 2 people watching, it'll take the group of you, we'll say, 12 hours to get a good long rest. Since everyone will have to take a 4-hour shift and then 8 hours of rest. So it'll be quite a long one. But as good as it can be imagined. Yeah.
Better safe than sorry. We are still. I don't know if somebody's still following us. I made quite a stir when I opened the door, unfortunately. My bad.
Worried about those slavers. I'm not sure how they'll react to us. Or react to me. I haven't seen other Goliaths in a long time.
Well, we have established that the Knolls are probably the ones that are getting enslaved. We found some corpses who had some whip marks on their back.
18. Alright. So the
But
group
so far
of you are setting a rest. Setting your watch, pardon me, to have a rest. Are you setting a fire, cooking food?
I think we should just eat rations for now.
Yeah, just low profile.
My dark vision, I cast in the evening and it lasts for about 8 hours, so I think I'm okay for a few more hours with that. Because I cast it right before we went into the cave.
Yeah, it'll last until roughly until you finish your long rest, we'll call it. But after that, to start any day, you'll need to reset buffs like that.
Yeah. I was just saying I would take my watch during the time that the dark vision was still up.
Okay, noted.
So I wouldn't have to use a torch.
All right, we'll assume one of the 3 of each of you is on each watch. I'll roll a check for Hellerast.
Perception.
Yeah, perception checks from each of you, please. Hellerast, you got an 8. Okay. Give me one moment. Why do I have caps lock on? Okay. So Siegfried on the first watch, done on the second, Hellerast on the third. First watch goes quiet. People sort of bed in, try to get some Z's as they go. Oh, pardon me. Second watch starts. It is uneasy to sort of tell time in this space. You have no passage of the sun or the moon and the stars. Only your sort of rote sort of feeling of how much time has passed is indicative of when you should be passing the torch to the next group, Dunnan. Eventually, you wake Helarast and we'll say Willem for their final watch. They sit, they rest. Willem tries to combine things without a fire. Doesn't go well. Helarast, during your watch, there's a plopping sound coming from outside in the corridor. Do you do anything?
Ooh, Helle?
Heli, yeah.
Okay.
I think Kim is muted. I'm not sure if she's back or not.
Kim, are you back? I don't think she is. We'll say Kim and Helarast, wow, and Willem sort of shake the two of you. Hey, there's sounds out there. What should we do?
Sounds? What sounds? I don't know, what sounds?
There's a plopping sound. It sounds like someone's stirring a bowl of pudding, almost. Like this wet sort of plop, plop, plop.
Is the torch still up?
No, the torch is out.
Okay, so we are in
You're in
darkness.
total darkness at this point. Siegfried, you are
Alright.
blinded at this point.
You should stay quiet for now.
Okay. Yeah, I think we might be better off staying hidden for now.
I think we just listen to the sound. If it gets louder or quieter.
And you listen. It's getting louder. Sounds like something's moving along the corridor. Plop, 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 plop.
Is it coming into our space over here?
You're not sure yet. You can clearly hear it getting louder at this point.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be quickly getting louder, but it is getting louder.
Yeah, just
Siegfried is
shape
here.
shift and take a look.
Yeah, Siegfried is going to... I forget what... I have to look at my wild-shaped animals. So I'm level... 7. I can turn into CR1 half now. I'm going to turn into a giant spider. A giant
Okay.
wolf spider.
That is a medium creature, I believe, correct?
Yeah, I believe, yeah.
Alright. Let me find a spider stat block.
It's mainly because it'll help me see in the dark and they have pretty good stealth.
It's not the giant spider, right? Yeah, it's a wolf spider.
Yeah, wolf spider, sorry. The CR14 specifically says giant wolf spider, but then there's also a CR0 just regular spider.
Giant wolf spider.
Yeah.
CR 1/4. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've turned into a spider. I think I did it once in our first session.
Close that, close that. The word wolf. We'll drop that into wild shape. Edit in Siegfried. Editor decontrolled Siegfried. Save. Let's make a quick dirty token. That is like 20 feet in diameter. That is not the right size. Wolf spider. You should be able to see it now, correct?
Yes, I see it. And I see the character sheet.
Okay. I just need to tie that to the sheet. Give me 1 sec.
It looks like I can move the token as well.
Hold on. Well, that's because the token isn't tied to anything yet. Hit points.
Okay. That makes sense.
Save settings. Use select. Okay. There we go. You should be able to control the token and shift double click to open up the sheet.
Sure. And first thing I'm gonna do is climb up onto the ceiling.
Okay.
Before I go outside and make a stealth check.
Yep, go for it.
Not the greatest stealth check, but here we go. Let's scurry out this way. I can't see through the spider though, so I only see through Siegfried right now.
Okay.
So I know the spider's there,
Yeah,
but I only
the
see
spider's
the
there.
light
Yeah, got it.
here.
Okay, it doesn't have vision. I believe they have 30 feet dark vision, correct?
Let me double check the sheet. Second says blind sight 10 feet, dark vision 60 feet.
60 feet, nice. Vision, night vision, 60. Dimming. There we go. You should be able to see now.
Yeah. So nothing just yet. I'm gonna stick to the walls and just kind of scurry around to the other
Okay.
side.
Sounds good. As you shift through the space out here, you see the source of this sound moving along the ground. Let me grab a black tar-like ichor is sort of shifting through the space. Few pseudopods are like sort of moving out ahead of it, and that's slapping onto the ground, making that sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's sort of rolling through itself, making another sort of pseudopod sort of pop out of its like a little wave almost. And it's this slow crash of sort of small pseudopod after small pseudopod. It sort of shifts and pulls or rolls itself along the ground, making this sound towards the space that you and your companions are currently at.
So it's coming our way. Okay.
It's coming down this corridor at this moment. Yes.
I'm gonna move back towards the entrance, and then just like sort of signal Dunnan with my hands to tell him just I see something and just to wait for my signal. And is it going? Does it seem like it's heading towards this? Yeah. Now Siegfried's gonna raise the alarm. You see him waving his hands frantically towards Dunnan now,
Okay.
telling him to come up. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Alright. I guess I don't have my armor turned on, so Don is just gonna grab.
I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Getting ready. And wake everybody up. Alright, get ready.
Alright.
And I'll go first and shimmy upwards there.
Let me get an initiative roll, please.
Do I roll initiative from the spider or
Just
Siegfried?
roll Siegfried's initiative.
Okay. All right.
And I'll roll Kim into initiative.
We've faced one of these guys before, I think, didn't we? In Urcrypt, is that correct?
You may have.
If it's the same.
Make a history check.
Opening Siegfried's sheet. Yeah, can't remember. Yeah.
It's Black Goop.
Okay. Top of initiative is Hellerast. I don't know if you can speak yet, Kim, but she's going to squeeze, and she has to take the dash action to squeeze and get 30 feet to about there. And she's going to take the northern exit out of this corridor to try to start helping. But she has to dash to do so. So that's her. And that brings us around to Dunnan.
Since Dunnan doesn't have his armor on, is it possible to move normally, or?
Yeah, you can
is
move
it
through that
right?
space ahead of you normally. This
Okay.
that corridor is not quite as narrow as the other one. But yeah, you can go ahead and move along.
Yeah. I'll move up to it. First, while I'm running up, Dunnan will cast what's it called? Shield of Faith on himself to help boost the AC a little bit.
Okay. So you are concentrating on that.
Bonus action, yeah. And try to strike twice.
Okay. Yeah, 22 definitely hits. This thing is slow moving and massive. It's a
I'm
big
gonna
color.
dump. I'm not holding back, I'm smiting.
Okay.
So, burning the spells.
Go for it. Alright. That is a
second level.
Second level smite. So we got 10. Let's check resistances. Resists none of the things. So that is 10, 14, 32 points of damage right off the bat. As the basher impacts this thing with a wet slopping sound, and it scatters little bits of it in every direction with the explosion of energy. You hear that sizzle of the acidic form of this creature trying to eat into the magically protected metal that is the basher. As in that moment, you're like, maybe it's a good idea I don't have my armor on.
Be careful. And it's very acidic. And while the bash is on the floor, he just redraws it with the right hand, makes a 360, and from the side bashes into it.
Sure, go for it. Second attack. Yeah,
13.
definitely hits. If you guys don't roll a 1, you're gonna hit this thing. It's gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously low armor. 8, 10, 14, 25 points. Another second level smite. These blasts of light are echoing throughout the space. Even now, parts of it are sort of separated. There seems to be like some type of surface tension that's broken, and parts of it have sort of dissolved into more oily slicks upon the walls and floor around the still quivering together form. Anything
Alright,
else?
and I'll brace for impact.
Alright. That brings us to the pudding's turn, as it is going to reach out and try to sort of envelop on one of your legs as it goes for you. Does a 13 hit you when you have no armor?
Nope, not with Shield of Faith.
Ooh,
15 AC.
nice. So as it tries to sort of coil around your leg, it your Shield of Faith allows you just barely slip your leg out of space. That's it. Brings us to the giant freed spider. Little B spider boy. You mean?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah.
Muted.
I'm going to crawl down the wall to the floor level.
Okay.
However much movement that takes as the spider.
10 feet.
Yeah. I believe it's a free action to drop wild shape.
Double check wild shape. It might be a bonus action to drop it.
Let me see. Yeah, it might be different for Moon Druid, and that's what I'm remembering.
Yeah.
Wild shape.
Well transformed. You can choose whether your equipment or equipment. The mirrors you return normal form unless you return normal form earlier by using a bonus action on your turn. Yep.
Okay.
So it's a bonus action to shift back.
So a bonus action to shift back.
No.
And I will move Siegfried up there.
I got it. You got it.
Cool. Ooh, did we lose Helly? Oh no.
She might be switching from phone to computer.
That makes sense. So action, what do I got? Siegfried can't see anything right now.
No, you cannot. You're blind. You shift back out of spider form.
Yeah.
You know where it is, roughly, but you're still at disadvantage on attacks. You could use your action to create some source of light.
Yeah, I will use third level spell slot to cast Dark Vision on myself.
Okay.
But
Sounds good.
That is my turn.
All right. So you can now see, and that brings us to Hellerast. We'll continue sort of squeezing 20 feet, and then make the rest of her way out. And someone putting something in chat.
It doesn't seem like Kim will be able to rejoin.
Alrighty. So she is going to. Where's her sheet? There it is. She is going to use the Spellfire Shortbow, because that's what Kim seems to like to do. Eating a first level spell slot. So she gets 4 darts. 3 damage up top. 12 damage to the creature. She's not completed an actual rest since the last time she brought Corin out in the fight against the big shielded guy. So she is going to hold off on that, seeing that this thing is already looking pretty nasty. That brings us to Dunnan.
How is this thing looking?
Doesn't look great. You did a lot of damage. A lot of damage.
Wow. Just going at it again, trying to finish it off.
Okay.
Yeah, these things I remember in Out of the Abyss, they hit hard, but they're also kind of weak too.
A little sluggish.
Yeah.
Another solid hit with the Basher. Another blast of divine light. It's 11, 13, 28 points of damage. That is sufficient. How do you want to do it?
Just, guess, making it into a pile. Don't you disturb our rest.
As the energy sort of blasts into this and you sort of focus it down on the ground, there's this reverberation feature. The whole pudding almost seems like it gets lifted off the ground for a moment as this upwelling of light sort of shifts through it. And that blast and expenditure of energy seems sufficient to sort of break all of this remaining surface tension. And now it just leaves this slick, black, oily coating on the ground and the walls around this space. And a little bit on your boots.
So this thing was obviously some kind of like scavenger or like something that just like ate any sort of like organic material or anything that was left behind. So Siegfried would try and see if there was any sort of items or bones or anything left behind these in the acid.
Okay. Give me a quick investigation check.
I'm pretty sure Aeolus wants some of this goop.
Aeolus can collect a vial of goop.
Must have quite the collection already.
Sorry, I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Putting oil to your inventory.
Pudding oil.
Yeah. That's going to take the group out of initiative. Remove the initiative turns. Boom. Okay.
Just trying to secret. It was easy enough. I just wanna go back to sleep. Hope we don't get disturbed a second time.
Can you do a measurement on your token for a moment? There's still a 25 sitting on my map for some reason.
Measurement.
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah. Huh, interesting. Maybe it's Siegfried's. I don't know. Oh well.
Good.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. I fixed it. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know why. It behaves like that. Every now and then, like, you know how, like, when you pick up your token and measure your distance, like, it'll tell you where it is. Every now and then it keeps that measurement on the screen even after the token moves,
okay.
and you let go of it for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah. It's roll 20 being roll 20.
Or maybe a browser issue.
Yeah.
Can't remember if I ever had that one. But who knows? Oh, rest.
Yep, the group
Let's
of
see
you.
we get through it.
You do complete a long rest at this point.
Read. Perfect.
You complete the long rest. Siegfried, your dark vision does end, and you need to reset it because you've now completed a rest.
I will do that. But this time I can spend a level 2 slot instead of a level 3 slot.
Yeah. Take your time. I'm gonna go through and long rest everyone else's sheets.
So are we gonna keep playing just the two of us, or
if you guys want to continue to explore a little bit, we could represent that as the rest was interrupted during the second watch, and the two of you were third watch. So you've now completed a long rest. The other 4 people are still resting, completing theirs, and you're taking the proactive approach of trying to explore a little bit, secure some safe areas as you watch.
That's fine with me, but yeah. And does that mean we're going to be ending a little bit earlier, or are we going all the way to it?
Probably.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure. I'm fine either way. So yeah. Siegfried is gonna recast Dark Vision, and I'm gonna do my wheel and woe right now.
Okay.
That is wheel.
Rest. Siegfried. You already did your long rest. Willem.
And
Long rest. And 10.
Also this time, before we go,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use one of my wild shapes to summon a wild companion.
Okay. What form
and
are
I
you gonna
think,
have your companion take?
It's gonna be another spider.
Okay.
Yeah. And just have it perched on my shoulder for now, and in case we need another scout in the future. But I
Noted.
believe it's going to last for 3 hours.
Yeah, I believe it's
Or-
the same number of hours that your wild shape would last.
Yeah. So it disappears after a number of hours equal to half your druid level.
That's the same as
So-
wild shape. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, I'll just say done. We can use this spider to scout if we need to.
Oh, great.
Right. So you have a small, little sort of brown spider. It's sort of just chilling on your shoulder
Yeah.
at the moment, like the world's worst pirate captain.
It's not as impressive as Corwin, but
All right. Do you want me to jump your tokens back to the long fresco hallway and so you explore the eastern direction, or do you want the three crystals?
I think the 3 crystals and the doors that were there, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. I'm jumping your tokens there. There you are.
All right.
Um,
Let's check out the door to the north.
yeah. There are 2 doors to the north actually. There was a door
Yeah,
down
there.
this hallway, and then
Yeah.
there's this hallway as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you have currently sort of 3 prongs that you have not explored. Far west, and then north, north from far east, and north from, we'll say, close east, if we're using the fresco hallway as our point of comparison.
Also, instead of waiting this time, Siegfried is just going to use a level 1 slot to cast Detect Magic.
Okay, noted.
In case we run into more of those puddings. Just stand
Then
around.
I'll probably will have it watch out again.
Okay.
So, yeah.
As
left.
you, with the detect magic now going, just mark down concentration for me. You approach the door ahead. You get the same feeling of that faint abjuration magic that you also feel in the crystals behind you. That this shimmer upon the door in front of you.
I point that out to Dunn, and this door is definitely enchanted. Same type
Or-
of magic as those crystals.
Why would somebody enchant the door?
Usually, I mean, if you put abjuration magic on the door, it's a very obvious keep out.
So you mean it's gonna probably explode in our faces?
It could, I mean, whatever
Would not be the
enchantment on
first
it is,
time.
it seems to be faded, but there could be a whole lot of reasons for that. It just might have not been received the triggers for its activation. I'm not sure.
Do you that thing you do with your hand, that flame producing? Can you do that from far away, or
Yeah, I can do that from away. Do you want me to toss a little
Oh.
bit of fire at the door?
we need work with the crystals? And if it's the same magic, I don't know. Maybe it does something.
Sure. I will cast Produce Flame at the door.
Impacts the door. It fans out like when you first pour water onto a pile of flour, none of it soaks in, it just sort of beads and runs all over the place, following where gravity will take it. It has that sort of effect on the door. The fire hits it and then beads out into little tiny specks before vanishing across the face of the door. No effect, no scorch marks whatsoever.
Could I do a perception check to see if I gained any other details while the fire was on the door?
Certainly. Make me a perception check.
Because last time things seemed to be revealed when we added light to it, but
Yep. The door does not appear to have a keyhole of any sort. There's a handle, like where you would like have a thumb depression, like push something down with your thumb to just sort of disengage the latch. But there's not a keyhole to lock this door of any sort. Other than that, the door appears nondescript. It's made out of what looks to be maybe heavy stained or oiled wood that you would see similar to ships. Most likely preserved against weather and moisture, and it's bound in steel or iron, some dark metal.
I tell Dunnan the fire didn't seem to do anything, so it's obviously enchanted. There's no keyhole.
Yeah. Should we try the other door for now?
Maybe, yeah. Perhaps there's a different way to open this door.
Is there anything in this alcoves there? To the left?
You see empty alcoves. Make me an investigation or perception check, your choice.
More perception.
Okay. Gazing at them, you just barely notice the difference in slight coloration of stone upon the ground here. It looks like there at one point was some type of tables set up here, or maybe stone slabs or something that were very low to the ground, and as such prevented debris from gathering along the walls of these alcoves, such that they could be used as sort of almost like desks, maybe, and have since been relocated. And you catch that discoloration. It's like when you move furniture, and you're like, oh, so that's the color my carpet actually looked like originally. You just catch that differentiation in the color of the stone in the center versus the stone on the outside. It's very difficult to notice, but people have dirt on their boots, and those boots can't touch something that's covered by some piece of furniture or something. And both alcoves seem to have the same sort of effect.
Seems like there was something moved from this alcoves. See the differentiation in color?
Maybe that's why we need to open the door.
Yeah, well, should we try those crystals back there? Maybe that reveals something. I'll go over, just watch the alcoves for a little bit, and I'll light one.
I'll stay here watching them and see if the torches do anything.
You light the torch, and you try to light the crystal. Are you using produce flame at this point? I don't think you guys have torches up, right?
Oh, I have.
Dunnan has a torch.
Dunnan lit a torch? Okay. So Dunnan lights a torch, touches it to a crystal. The alcoves have no visible response to Dunnan touching one of the crystals.
Any changes?
I don't see any.
I'll try the other one down here.
Still no changes.
Yeah.
Just for good measure, he's trying the last one.
You focus, hoping that there's going to be something as you touch it. Siegfried, you don't see any difference.
I tell Dunnan, I
Okay.
may be able to dispel the magic on the door, but perhaps we should check the other one before we do.
Yeah, maybe something has to be moved over here. But
Both
let's
of you-
check the other door for now.
Yeah, both of you can give me an Arcana check. You've interacted with these crystals long enough that you can each make one.
Nope. Weird magic.
About half of your detect magic is done at this point, Siegfried.
Yep.
The best that you can tell, this is not your forte. Willem might be better for this later. But the best that you can tell is all three of these crystals are somehow linked together based on the small aura of abjuration. It's identical to them. and somehow linked to the door ahead of you. It's all the same aura, you figure out.
I
It's
tell
not
Dunnan that.
it's not 4 objects, it's 1 enchantment. 1 glamour.
I tell Dunnan we may need to wait for the others to wake up. I think you
Yeah.
have the right idea. Maybe we have everyone stand at the orbs, and then someone stand at the door, and we do it all at the same time. They do seem to be connected.
Yeah, maybe. Well, let's leave it alone for now. Go check the other door.
Okay.
Do you get any weird vibes from that door too, Siegfried?
There's nothing registering as magical upon this door.
Yeah. Not like the other room.
Alright. 1, 2, 3.
You enter what appears to be a supply cache. There are crates piled up along the northern and eastern wall. All of them appear to have some degree of rot and decay upon them. You need to look through to find out more, but it looks like this was a place to store foodstuffs, supplies, things of that nature.
Do the crates have
something
any
hit
sort
to
of symbols of the trading company marked on them?
Not at first glance. You need to check closer.
Yeah, I think
I'll
we can do that.
light it up a little bit with the torch.
Um,
It seems to have been here for a while now.
Siegfried, you can roll me an investigation check with advantage because Dunnan's making sure that you have good light by helping you.
Sadly, it's not my greatest stat, but we can go for it. Not a
That
very
is mine.
Advantage
nice.
is advantage. So the first one, you don't see any sort of symbols upon it. This crate appears to be sort of a hodgepodge of different supplies. There are hardtack biscuits that have sort of molded over slightly. Like even though it's hardtack, you still wouldn't want to touch them. These would be supplies you would expect to see sort of on a very long sea voyage. As you sort of pour through everything, there's a small cask of something. The cask is about the size of your head. It's enough that you can probably lift it by itself, and as you lift, you hear something sloshing around inside of it. And with that check, you also find a small pouch that has the jingle of coin within.
Is there food also in there? But it's moldy, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, I bring that over to Dunnan. It's a cask of something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a small sort of open top crate within one of the large crates that is just blackened at this point with remains of something, and you gather that might have been fruits or vegetables long since expired and rotted, and to the point that not even the smell of the rot remains. It's that far gone.
Just a mechanical question. If I cast purify food and drink, would that restore the food, or is it just it would just remove disease and poison from it, and it would still be rotten?
It'd still be rotten food. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then never mind then. Okay.
But is that you might want to cast on this cask? Who knows? It could be
Well,
some liquor.
It belongs to us now, so it's not like anybody's gonna miss it. So
you check the cask.
Yeah.
Alright, there's a cork on one end of it. You unstopper the cork, and then there's a small borehole that has sort of a peg in it. That's so that way you can pour and allow air in, so it doesn't sort of make a glugging sound and make a mess. You smell nothing. As you sort of give it a sniff, doesn't smell like anything other than maybe the barrel, the little thing that the wood that the cask is made out of, some type of wood. You can't place it.
No, just sure. I think we're gonna hold on to it for now.
Sure.
Bring it. There. Did we check both of the the crates?
I think those are the only things I found, but I will
That was the
open the
first
pouch.
crate. Yeah. Well, no, that was the first crate.
Yeah. In the pouch, I assume it's just some coin.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
Open it. There is 150 silver pieces in it.
Ooh.
They're not
Sweet.
Droucian silver pieces. You've never seen these silver pieces before, but they're silver coins.
Silver
and,
nonetheless.
I'm just gonna keep it in my inventory as a bag of 150 silver pieces, and then we can distribute it out later. But
What languages do you speak?
When it's coin.
I speak sorry, it's been a while since
Warfish
Druidic,
for sure.
Common, Druidic, Dwarvish, Giant, and that's it.
Okay. The silver coins do have what you think is a language upon them. It's this flowing, beautifully filigreed script. You have no idea what it is, but it looks like the characters of a language. You make out a few things that sort of resonate with the common alphabet, but none that make any real sense.
I show unto Dunnan. Have you ever seen this before? It's not from Droucia.
Dunnan just truck. No clue. But it's coin, it's money.
Yep.
So.
What
Whoever
languages
brought
do you speak, Dunnan?
It's common and dwarfish.
Yeah,
Nothing more.
You do not recognize it.
I'd say whoever brought these crates had to come from a long way away. Maybe even across an ocean.
Roll me an investigation check for the second crate.
This place makes no sense for
Or
me.
the advantage.
Me or Dunnan.
Either of you.
Better you.
With advantage.
Hold up the torch.
Yep. Let me move my token to that one.
Is this also a crate down there, or is this just...
No, it's just a feature on the map.
Okay.
Pretty good. This crate appears to be fabrics of some sort. Seems like moths have gotten in and destroyed the fabrics at some point. No evidence of them anymore, but these are far beyond salvageable. I need both of you to roll me history checks, though. Dunning, you have this roll at advantage.
Two smart ones rolling intelligence checks.
Yeah.
History. No, history said, yeah.
Yeah, I almost took that skilled feat to take a bunch of intelligence
This
skills,
checks out.
but
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'll just go with what I'm.
Yeah. We haven't had a skill challenge recently. What could possibly happen? As you
The dice agree with me.
Yeah.
Not my fortitude.
As
my
you
forte.
sort of pan through this space and are checking out the linens, effectively, the different fabrics throughout this. Siegfried, your eyes sort of pass over sort of smudges on the outside of the crate as you rub them away. You recognize the very old version of the symbol upon the crate, the big crate itself, of the Opulent Depths Mining Company. This symbol is, to your knowledge, not used anymore. They've updated their logo at some point. You're not sure when, but you recognize the ODMC insignia.
I tell that Dunnan, I think these crates are from the ODMC, but it's a
What?
symbol I've never seen them use before.
Did that established? Do they go back that long?
How old are you, Dunnan?
Not old, 46 or so.
Yeah.
Just a youngling in
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah, you're barely an adult.
Is it possible to like remove the piece of the crate with this symbol on it?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we should bring that back to what's his name? That little guy there.
Kelpip, I believe.
Kelpip. Yeah, maybe he knows something about it.
You carefully remove the panels, the respective panels of the crate. Have done and sort of stand far to the side of the symbol on each side as you pry up each board one at a time, to sort of break them strategically. It's 3 boards, 3 horizontal boards that have the symbol, that make up the symbol, and eventually you break it so in such a way that you have one piece about 8 inches long, one piece about 10 inches long, and then another piece about 8 inches long. So that way, when stacked on top of each other, edge to edge, you can see the symbol again. And then you sort of stack those pieces and tie them together. Add to your inventory past ODMC symbol.
Do you add that, Cjbeard?
I'm going to add a note on the main page in the current goals as well for you guys.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Yep, I added it, and I'm just like, well, I mean,
That must have been here for a long time.
we always knew that whatever is going on in this jungle was connected to our Elderthorn somehow, but I didn't think we'd find such a direct connection.
That far away from Elderthorn.
More questions.
Yeah. Well, let's continue on for now. Let's put it into the back of our minds for now.
Yeah, and I'm going to. I don't know if I was muted before when I was saying it, but I'm going to wrap it in that waterproof tarp that I have. The that we got earlier. My corpse carrying bag.
Okay.
So these don't get too damaged.
Well, let's try this one, this door here.
Give me one moment while I make this note for your main page. Alright, I've added it to the current goals section on your splash page.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Let me grab the description for the door that Dunn is messing with.
He already opened.
Messing. It's already open.
Right. Alrighty. You see a large room on the far side of the doorway. There is a tapestry to your left as you're entering, and you can see further along the beginnings of another tapestry as well. In the center of this room, which looks to be stretched about 40 feet across, but still have a low ceiling. It arches to maybe about 13 feet at its highest, and probably descending to about 10 feet at the door towards the walls. So effectively 10 feet regardless. But it's very slightly domed, or arched, pardon me. In the center is a large column that appears to be about 15 foot, 10 to 15 feet on a side, that is squared off, that is holding up this ceiling. Upon the column are what appears to be steel plaques in the center of the 2 walls that you can sort of see. One that's definitely facing you and one that's sort of facing you.
Do I sense any magic as I stepped in the room?
Hold on, let me find out why my dynamic lighting is bugging the hell out.
Yeah, I only see like a little triangle here.
Yeah. Is that better?
It's a little bit
No.
better.
I only see a triangle.
For me, it's a little bit better. I see like here. I see here.
Okay, so it doesn't. I don't know what I did to this room. Because I'm.
This is what I see.
Hold on. Yeah.
Different from what Dunnan sees.
Yeah. I can look through each of your perspectives.
Okay.
Dunnan, are you? What is going on? I've never
Sorry,
seen this
I
bug.
killed roll 20. That's in the middle. In the middle, it's the best. Over
Yeah,
here.
the
There,
Yeah, if you
yeah.
stand in the middle, you could get most of the room.
Yeah.
Like a
What?
butterfly.
Is it because like the pillar is splitting the light all over the place?
It shouldn't be. No, like. Hold on. Let me.
I mean, you just can switch to DM view if you want. I mean, to make your life easier.
Yeah.
I won't tell the others.
I'm gonna remove the pillar. Does that have any effect? No.
And it got like an inch clearer over here. Like it moved from here to here.
Okay.
9.
Oh, now one of the walls is transparent.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm sliding one section of wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing on the dynamic lighting layer. That's the foot. So like right now, there's the wall, the tapestries, and
Oh, okay, so this is the pillar. Alright,
yeah.
I get it.
Okay. So
Do it when you're moving.
are you
straight.
able to
My
move your
view.
tokens through those barriers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you move them through, you get like
The
the
next
view
section.
that they're blocking out. Yeah.
Interesting.
So like over here is one section.
Yeah.
Over here is another section. Here's another section, and then as you go around the pillar, the same thing.
Okay. Great bugs, roll 20.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is a strange one.
I'm gonna
I see.
refresh my page to see if
Sure.
I can then see something on the dynamic lighting layer.
I will refresh as well in case that makes a
Yeah.
difference.
Because I'm wondering if it like added something to the dynamic lighting layer at some
Or
point,
is it
and
it's trying
I'm
to do
just not
something
seeing it.
might be trying to like do something automatically that you don't want it to do. Like a lot of the weird roll 20 automation kind of screws things up usually more than it helps you.
No, I tried to do Fog of War. Fog of War doesn't do anything. Okay, as long as you guys can move your tokens around the
Yeah,
space.
we can move freely. So
Okay.
guess we're gonna inspect the plagues. You pointed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, can
I-
you ping me the where we are again? Because I'm at the big black map
Oh,
once
yeah.
more. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I would like to look at those plaques.
Okay. They are written in a language you do not know.
Oh shit.
They
I
are
don't
not
understand this
Dwarvish.
button.
They appear to be written in Dwarvish characters, although none of them form words that you would recognize.
Okay. And that's just the plaques and nothing above and below it.
Correct.
I would like to just take out some parchment and take a rubbing of the plaques,
Okay.
like with some charcoal.
Sure. I believe you have parchment, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of parchment last time I saw Kelpa.
Got it. Okay. Sounds good. I pull out some parchment, take rubbing. Use four sheets of parchment. There's
Yeah.
one on each side. And they're about this roughly the same size. Parchment's slightly smaller, but it's enough to get the message upon each of the plaques themselves. As you're exploring the far southwest area, there is a door to the southwest as well.
Oh, here.
Or yeah.
And you said there was also a tapestry in this room, right?
Yeah, there's 4 tapestries.
Okay.
Uh,
I would like to take a look at those as well.
Yeah.
okay. Done
Me
in.
too.
What the hell? I just sorry, I just saw Dunnan's like sort of like weird stabby symbol dynamic lighting.
Am I killing roll 20?
I don't know, man. I don't know at this point.
It's just this room, though.
Mm.
Hopefully,
Yeah, now I see the
I see the tapestries now.
tapestry.
No, Dunnan disappeared.
Dunnan disappeared when I did that.
Edge.
Hold on, wait, what?
I
Yeah.
see the edge of your.
So well, you did something.
Open.
So like the
I
light.
moved the tapestry that's like 20 feet away from you guys.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, whatever you did, the shadow moved up to my.
Yeah, now I see
Now-
only as
Yeah. Now I don't see it. Now I see Dunnan.
a triangle.
Hold on.
Yeah, but now it's back to triangle. I think the tapestries are messing with the dynamic lighting, probably.
Hold on. Move your tokens back towards the main door for a sec.
Where is the main door?
Bottom right. Yeah.
Door here? Oh, there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
go out.
Yeah.
The other room is working totally fine. It's just
Yeah.
that one room.
This room is just messed up.
Yeah, I'm going to delete all the tapestries.
Oh, now it's better, I think.
Yeah. Now it's better.
Hold
Ah,
on.
now it's working.
Yeah. Okay, I have deleted all the tapestries and made them into straight lines. Now try entering.
Yeah,
Ah,
Hey!
now it works, yeah.
Alright.
It's just black.
Roll 20 doesn't like squiggle
here.
lines. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just black. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's that? That curved stuff here?
Yeah.
Ah, that round stuff there.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a sec. Let me adjust the tapestries slightly. So now they look like they're standing out slightly from the walls, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Now, but we can see the room now.
We figured it out. Roll 20 doesn't like curvy lines. The stupidest
likely.
thing. Okay. So there's the center area. Now that you can actually see the room, on either end of this corridor, there is 2 little bowls sort of set onto the triangular formations of the room. And the little bowls have pools of water within them. The 2 of you have never seen anything like it. There's a little bit of water in the stone bowl that's sort of coming out of the wall.
There's no like conjuration magic or anything, right?
Nothing that seems to register to you detect magic, no.
And maybe it's connected to a spring of sorts.
Can I touch the water?
Touch it. It's cool to the touch.
If I take some in my hand, is it like clear? Or is it like...
It's clear. You can
Sluggish.
see you can see the bottom of the stone basin that it's resting in.
Mhm.
It's only about 3 inches deep and about 8 inches wide, and that's about it.
I tell Dunnan to move the torch closer, and if he does, do I see any of the telltale green flecks of the tainted water?
You do not. You take a
Does
good
it look
long
like
look.
this?
Over about 2 minutes time.
Like this?
Checking
Sorry.
all 4 of them in the room. You do not see any green flecks.
Do I imagine that right? Does it look like this picture I just posted?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
Not shell shaped, but yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, this does appear to be some sort of religious site. I know a
Mhm.
lot of them you usually have to wash your hands before you walk in. Wash your hands, wash your feet.
Mm. Would be very interesting what those blacks say.
Yeah.
Maybe some sort of, like I said, ritual and then
Okay.
clean yourself.
They use Dwarvish runes. Do you know of any cultures that also use Dwarvish runes?
Mm. Not
You
the
know.
very... no. I'm not the smartest. Not very literate, if you know.
I mean, you're smarter than me, Dunnan.
Mm,
You paid more attention to
I
this
highly,
lesson.
highly doubt that.
Secret
Can we
rule,
look behind?
he would try and wash his hands in one of the basins.
Okay, it's cool. You feel the water sort of seep into your pores. It's refreshing. Touch it up to your wrist a little bit. A small, faint chill runs over you as you do. Take your hands out, let them drip for a moment.
And I probably had a lot of like we haven't taken a bath in a long time, and we've been in the jungle for days.
Yep.
So I imagine I have a lot of like dirt and grime on my hands.
Yeah.
Does anything happen to it, or does it just sort of settle in the bowl?
Settles in the pool.
Okay.
Um,
I shrugged it, done it.
say, but now your detect magic ends also.
Yep, that makes sense.
This looks just like regular water.
Yeah, I would.
But it must have a purpose.
I would check this tapestry then.
Yep. The tapestry to the north displays. One sec, let me grab my notes. That's the wrong room's tapestries.
Yeah, whenever I have to like reveal like tapestries and things, I have to double check them in the right room.
Okay. So the one that you were looking at, the top right, we'll call it, has the image of dozens of people, and what you suspect are other people sort of in the background, working a barren field. The images of the people are all emaciated. You can see their rib cages. They're starving. They seem to be undergoing some degree of a famine. And the field is barren. It is a field of dirt that has been tilled over and over again, trying to get something to take. No luck.
It's like they're dealing with some sort of
Oh.
depletion of the soil, not enough nutrients to grow food. Disastrous.
Take a look at the southern one.
Could
Is
I
it
do?
also depicts-
Could I see
Oh.
like maybe what type of crop they're trying to plant? Is there any symbol of
There's
that?
none. You see someone trying to sow seeds, but it's just out of a
Okay.
burlap sack.
Makes sense.
Dunny, take a look at the bottom right one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one, you see the image of a battlefield. People are fighting, dying. The gruesome look on the faces that are made in exquisite detail upon this tapestry are horrific. It is people who signed up for war thinking a glorious fight and an honorable death ahead of them, and receiving a very rude awakening upon being met on that field of battle. It is chaos. It is unpleasant to stare at.
The ugly truth of
Make
war.
make me a history check, because you have some degree of military training before you came of age. You do recognize some of the weapons depicted in this tapestry. They are very old style of weaponry. The swords and shields. The style has sort of evolved a little bit over time. The swords here appear to be made out of what you would suspect is probably iron or maybe even bronze, as opposed to the refined steel used in
Yeah.
the weapons of today.
Ah,
So it's, at the very least, you place it as a fairly old depiction of war.
and I guess no like siege weapons more than like ballista and catapults. Just
You do find a few,
raw.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You do find a what appears to be a few dead horses,
Mm.
light and a broken chariot, but you do not find siege weaponry.
Mm.
And
This tapestry depicts some
Yeah,
war
yeah.
do
fought
they
long ago.
do,
See those swords
This
and all this? It's very
do the
old
tapestries
material.
depict the race of the individuals?
there appears to be human, dwarf, Goliath, mixed throughout.
And
Mm.
they're all fighting each other, or are there like lines drawn? Like, is there a specific one side versus the other, or is it just like a melee?
Maybe there would have been, but at this point, it just seems to be utter chaos.
No
Huh?
battle standards or anything.
Fair.
No
I
standards.
think the kind of leadership and the modern understanding of warfare was not developed back at that time. So most fights just were pure chaos. Just
I mean, I've never heard of
slaughter left and right.
Goliaths fighting with other folk. They usually stick to
Mm.
themselves, but I mean, who knows when this happened?
Yeah, who knows? Let's take a look at the Arthur 2.
Okay. The one of the south, bottom left. You take a look at as the light of the torch sort of shines upon it. You see a cityscape, beautiful. There's a gently flowing river passing along the bank of it, and you see the depiction of an open square. Small stone bench near the riverside. Upon the bench is a few individuals sort of huddled together. As you look at this idyllic setting, your eyes start catching things that are not what you expect. The people are fearful. There is the presence of armed and armored individuals in the background onlooking. They're the only ones that have weapons. Everyone else, as you stare at them more, you catch the sight of empty sheaths, quivers that are empty. It's a populace disarmed. It's a people that have been subjugated,
Christ.
conquered, taken control of. They have no authority in their own city, it would appear.
People with the weapons are. Is there anything that, like a pattern amongst them? Are they all the same race, or are they all dressed the same, or
They are the same race. They're all orcs.
okay?
Yes,
So
the orcs were the strong race, or the oppressors in that case.
I mean, we've heard of it happen in stories, I guess. A famine causes internal weakness, which leads to civil war, which leads to an outside force taking over. I'm sure things like that have happened across the seas.
And the northern one, what does the northern tapestry depict?
Stare at the northern tapestry. As you move closer and your light shines over it, you thought parts of it were in shadow previously, and parts of it are dark, black thread. It's not entirely dark. You're staring at the setting of a different city. Could be any city. You're not sure. It looks like an idealized version of a city. Maybe made to be nondescript. It's empty. You see no people moving about. You see crumbled walls. You see tombstones filling the cemetery. You see open graves dug, awaiting their residents, but no residents to be seen. This mars the upper half of this tapestry. The lower half of this tapestry fades into darkness. The very bottom edge, this darkness fades into blue. And seems like it fades deeper into some space, some area that is not the earth and the ground beneath this city, but there's this undercurrent. It's like water shifting underground that mars the space. It's the skeleton of a city. There's no life there.
Very depressing imaginary, I have to say. Like,
In
Right.
the area towards the water under the city, is there any depiction of the crystals we've come across?
Sorry, say again.
In the area under the city, the on the
Yeah.
tapestry, that blue area, is there? I would produce some flame and look at it closer. But is there any depiction of the crystals we found in the aquifer?
There is not.
Okay.
are there any signs of the matron at this tapestries?
Likewise, there is not.
And the second picture where we saw the war where the dwarves, Goliaths, and humans, were they fighting against orcs or were they fighting against each other?
Against each other.
Yeah, they weren't.
Against each other.
The only tapestry with orcs is this one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The other ones don't have any orcs in them.
Mm. The question is, are these tapestries telling a story or are they unrelated to each other? That's the question.
I mean, I'm sure they're definitely connected to each other, but we're not even sure if these are depicting the same location, the same civilization. It could be throughout history. This one, I mean, it's similar to that vision we had of the kami destroying the civilization that used the bone milestones. And I mean, this one we know that there at one point was an ancient civilization of orcs that
That much is true. That also
and
had its downfall.
and obviously through the bone milestones and the gateway we know that whatever that civilization was must have spanned quite far, so I mean surely they must have conquered a few cities here and there. And I mean famine, if the kami turned against the people, that would be one of the obvious side effects, was that the land is no
Against
longer
them.
useful for food.
You mean the first or the second one we looked at?
The first one,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
mean the third one, I mean you run out of food, war is not too far off.
That much is true.
But again, we don't know if these are the same peoples, the same city. I wish we could translate the pillar, but I don't know. More questions.
Well, I don't have the brains to understand it, so I'm not gonna even try, but it's very depressing, the story that has been told on these tapestries.
I mean, it's a lot of dead people.
Yeah. With despair comes greed and everybody turns against each other.
And this blue section, we know that there's power underneath us. I mean, we found those crystals deep in the earth. We know that there are sort of ley lines that go across the land. that bring magical and primal energy. It could be what this blue means, but I don't know. They wouldn't put it on the tapestry if it wasn't significant. I wish Kelpip was here. He would have loved this.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Denon? Keep exploring, or
I'm intrigued now. Let's continue for a while.
okay?
Hmm.
Before we go under the blue tapestry,
Mm-hmm.
see if we would try and check behind it, just to see.
Okay. One sec. Hold on. My windows are bugging out. So you touch the tapestry and sort of shift it. There's some weight to this. They all likely have some degree of weight sort of sewn into a bottom pocket to hold them in place. You feel something cold graze over your fingers. You need the two of you to roll into initiative.
Oh, sorry, Denon. There's something here.
Weird tapestries.
Like, I wash my hands. I wash my hands.
Oh, the water is attacking us.
I imagine it's like one of those like museum alarms if you get too close to the glass case. Oh no.
Get them rolled into initiative. We're going to give them individual initiatives. Dunnan! Siegfried recoils in shock and calls out to you. You're at the ready, though. What are you doing, Dunnan? As you see this... Yeah.
Okay.
So as Siegfried recoils, slightly surprised by what's going on, you see this gaunt face appear, semi-translucent, out of the tapestry. It's got the upper form of an individual that vanishes into this sort of spectral cloud of gas and vapor. It is angry looking.
Alright. Let's form a line. I rush next to Siegfried and cast. What do I cast? I cast Shield of Faith on me.
And
on
yourself?
myself.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Alright, you're concentrating on that.
And try to smite it. To hit it. In its face.
Okay. 20 will definitely hit. Dumping a smite in, or just going with the regular damage?
I don't know, I'm holding off for now.
Okay. 13, 17, 19 points. As Basher sort of impacts it and sort of passes through with some resistance, like you're swinging through water for a moment before it comes out the other side. You can see the creature's sort of baleful glare turn towards you, and the vacuous void of its eyes. You almost get lost in them for a moment. Second attack.
Yeah. I think we activated the museum security.
18 hits.
And now I dump in one smite.
Sure.
Level 1.
Level 1. These are undead. Roll an additional d8, please.
I hope this much.
12, 14, 20, 33 points of damage. As this blast of radiant light sort of sheds throughout the space, it casts strange shadows over the area around you. As your eyes readjust to the darkness, I'm assuming you drop your torch, or do you still have your torch and Basher up at the moment?
No. I have the shield up.
Okay, so that torch is done.
The torches is there's something over here.
Yeah,
Over-
it's now wasted at this point. Because you didn't take the time to carefully put it out. So that one is destroyed as your eyes readjust to the light. It is vanished. It's gone. Anything else done?
I'll stand protectively in front of Siegfried.
Okay.
That's it.
That'll bring us to the first one, top right. Emerging from the top right tapestry and rushing towards the two of you, taking the previous position, and passing slightly by you. Not enough to trigger opportunity. It is going to make a claw swipe at you as it sort of flies by you, Dunnan.
Sure.
Does a 19 hit you?
No, 20 with the shield of faith.
Ah, nice. Okay. That's its turn. Next one is going to fly towards Siegfried and make a swipe at Siegfried. Siegfried, 23 to hit you.
Yep, that definitely hits me.
All right, 17 points of necrotic damage. I need a Constitution saving throw.
I'm going to Stone's Endurance this first.
Okay.
Let me roll that.
So it's 17 reduced by 9 to 8 points of damage.
Let me get that added in. And a con save.
Yes. You're fine. As you feel this thing sort of tear through you, it's not leaving visible wounds, but you feel like it's trying to take part of your essence with it, unsuccessfully. The other one is also going to proceed to this position, sensing a viable target, is going to go after you with its own attack. 22.
That hits.
I will hit it.
I figured.
Of Sentinel.
8
Yeah.
points of necrotic and a con save, and go ahead and make your sentinel attack. 15 hits.
Wrong target.
So that's 7, 9, 13. No, 14. 14 points of damage. Noted. And the second one sort of courses through you as well, Siegfried, and it's trying to draw something from you into itself. Unsuccessfully, though, as we come around to you.
Okay. I don't have much for AoE.
Your guidance would be nice now.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm looking at my. I haven't used my staff in a while, so I'm rereading all the stuff on it. So. I'm gonna use the Staff of Lightning, and I'm
Okay.
gonna try to hit the one that's behind us.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and use Thunder and Lightning.
Thunder and lightning. Lightning properties at the same time.
So it's an extra d6 of damage, and then Thunder is a con save where they become stunned. No, sorry. Is that right?
Cause the staff to emit a crack of thunder audible 300 feet. DC 15 con save or become stunned.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
if it's audible 300 feet, I don't think... I'm just going to do the lightning attack.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and make a melee attack with it.
Yeah.
And you'll get an extra D. It's a +1 staff. I think you have added in there, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
22 definitely hits, and then that's 5 bludgeoning, and then that 6 is that your D? What's that from?
I have no. You set this up for me. I can't remember what that
Okay.
is. I assume that's probably what that is.
Well, it's an extra d6 of lightning, so
Yeah.
just roll a d6. We'll tack it on the 5.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where that d6 is coming from.
It's a d8.
D8.
Yeah, 2. 7 points, impacting that thing. As the energy sort of ricochets through it. You see, doesn't seem to be as affected by the lightning as you were anticipating.
I'm like, don't use lightning, none.
Don't even have one.
Anything else? No,
Yeah.
that
For now, yeah, that is everything.
rounded down
Okay.
at the top of the order. As these 3 things are surrounding, harassing you, trying to make swipes at you. What are you doing then?
Whoop. I think I'll Dunnan turns to the one south of Siegfried. Trying to dispatch them.
Go for it.
Duck your head, Siegfried, as I go overhead.
24 hits. Putting anything extra in there, or that good?
Yes. Level 1.
Okay, 3d8.
Bad roll.
9, 17, 20...
Didn't we just
3.
rest?
23. Easy enough. That one is handily dispatched with that much damage on top of it.
Step in.
Alright, there is going to be an opportunity attack against you.
Oh, yeah.
13 does not hit you, though.
No, just bounces off the Shield of Faith.
Yeah, you're quick on that dodge. You step to the lower one. 15 hits the lower one. Anything extra on that?
No.
All right.
Can
so
I
it's
try
7,
to
12 points.
push it down with the shield, with Shield Master? Or is it just incorporeal?
You can. It's a bonus action to
Yeah.
do so, I believe.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a shove. Give it a good solid shove. It is incorporeal and immune to prone.
Well, I tried.
Yeah. And
Won't go back into the floor.
that'll bring us to the Northern Spectre, which is definitely going after Siegfried. 20 to hit you, Siegfried. Man, they're rolling great.
Yep, that my AC is 19.
Gotcha. 12 points of necrotic damage and another con save.
I am going to Stone's Endurance once more.
You
Got
get a
it.
+4 on that con save.
Yep, I forgot about that.
Nice reduction. So that's 12 points reduced to nothing. No con save necessary.
Oh, cool.
The other one is going after Dunnan. Nope, not a crit. I think they need a crit. It was only 15. That'll bring us to Siegfried, top of the round, or
Yeah,
bottom of the
Siegfried-
round for me.
Siegfried swears because he's quickly running out of melee options. He's like, I hope they're not resistant to ice. And he's going to cast Frostbite on the one in front of him.
Cool.
Only
Con
one way to
save.
find out.
The one that I've already damaged a little.
Yeah. Fails to save with a 3. Does not seem to do as much as you were hoping.
I can't. Don't use ice. And that
Just
is.
hit them in the face.
Dunnan's had no issue hitting them in the face.
No,
I mean,
not like belly.
I'm a very much a far range fighter, Dunnan. Then I passed my turn.
I can tell.
Dunnan, go.
Let me show how it's done.
27 hits.
Just roll the second.
Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 15 hits. So 21, 23, 29 total points of damage. Easily dispatches the slower one.
I think I have to train more with you, not just the others. And I step in.
It's gonna try to hit you. No,
Me?
nope. Yep, it got an
Okay.
8. Doesn't matter. Round to Siegfried.
Just gonna use the staff again.
Yeah.
No lightning effects. I'm just gonna try to hit it with the staff.
Sure.
That's all I'm gonna do.
10 does not hit.
That's my turn.
Swing wildly in frustration.
You learn nothing by watching me.
I I'm usually just trying to heal you, Dun, and not trade.
Yeah, but well, let me do the heavy lifting then.
Alright, go for it.
Ooh.
I was gonna say natural 1 after Dun
Mhm.
says heavy lifting, right?
Mhm.
14 does hit though. 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage. Anything extra in there?
No,
Okay.
just preserving.
It is still joined together. It's gonna make one attack at Siegfried, flailing wildly. 15.
I will.
I don't think 15 hits you, Siegfried.
No, 19 is my AC.
And I will return the
Destroy it.
favor.
Yep, it had 1 hit point left.
Nice.
That's gonna take these guys out of initiative.
Well, good thing I'm here to help out.
Yes, I.
And now better do not touch the tapestries again.
I guess, yeah.
Or maybe
These-
it's
these weird-
already.
These
Yeah.
weird spirits, or I mean, now that they already popped out, I'm gonna look behind. I didn't have a chance to look behind it, right?
No, as soon as you touched it.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna try and see if I can actually look behind it.
All right,
You
you
mean
reach
the
out.
alarm has already
So
been
you're gonna
set off?
reach out and touch the tapestry again.
I'm gonna use my staff this time.
All right, you reach out and move the tapestry with your staff ever so slightly.
Yeah.
As you do, you feel a shiver of cold run down your spine.
Oh no.
Nothing happens. Tapestry moves.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously didn't want us to look behind it, so there must be something to see.
You do find hidden behind the tapestry is a corridor of natural stone on a steep decline down to your space.
Well,
See, that's
somebody
what I'm
has
talking about.
secrets. Do you want to look at the other ones too, or do you mean that the blue was a hint to the?
Yeah, I just
Mm.
it was the most different from all the other ones.
Mm.
You do also hear the sound of flowing water. Very faint, but you hear the sound of flowing water at this point.
Yeah,
You-
and I'm down to explore this tunnel, but the when do you think would be a good time to stop?
I was gonna say, you guys do feel you're getting further and further away
Yeah.
from your compatriots where they're resting at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe it might be a good place to call it and
All
come
right.
back where you have more people.
Yeah, you have a locked door from
Yeah.
your investigation in this chamber and another passageway to go. You still have the western passageway from the
Mm.
northern part of
Yeah.
the fresco chamber. I don't know. So you have a few different options of where you can explore next.
Yeah, I'm just
Well, that was dangerous. I think we should get back to the ratas.
yeah, I don't want to be on the front line again.
Mm.
Um,
I want to, but not alone.
yeah, I'm not gonna be here the next 2 weeks, but if Bill is here and Willem's here, and also Sam, and keep forgetting her character's name.
10.
10. Yep. Siegfried would very much share the etchings he took, and
Okay.
any sort of like language type stuff. He would very much share with them and Heliras, because between the 4 of us, it seems like we know a lot of languages.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Keep it in mind.
Yeah.
So we'll pick up there next session. As the two you return and share your information that you've gathered with your compatriots. Alrighty. Well,
Thanks for
cool.
running just for the 2 of
That
us.
was nice.
yeah, no worries.
So-
I hope you have a good week, or for you, good couple weeks.
It was my birthday yesterday, so
Happy
Oh,
birthday.
congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah. Turned 33. So not
Nice.
getting older. Just getting
Yeah.
older now.
No,
The birthdays aren't that
Well,
special anymore.
That's usually how it goes with birthdays. You're getting older.
it's like,
Yeah.
No surprises there.
But I mean, like now that I've all the big milestone birthdays. Like my next milestone birthday is when I turn 40, probably. So
yeah,
like these birthdays don't matter too.
yeah.
I always remember that one Simpsons